Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome to my healthy kitchen. It's Dawn Gallagher here, and I have a very special guest today. This is Christine from Healthy Kitchen. She also has a YouTube channel. Tell them what your YouTube channel is and what it's called. So if people want to go and check it out, let us know.
Yeah, so it's Christine's Natural Kitchen, and I whip up healthy, delicious recipes using whole food ingredients.
Yes, and today we're going to be talking about beauty. And what we're going to talk about that's really interesting to me, it's one of my favorite topics, is that food helps your beauty. That food is not just something, yes, it nourishes us, and also, but food can give us tremendous benefits in skincare, right? So it can bring out elasticin, collagen, it can make your skin radiate. And so we're going to be talking a lot about that because she is the guru and what to do to make your skin. I'm in my 50s, so I'm trying everything because I don't like to Botox. I don't want to do I can't afford facial surgery. I don't want to do a facelift. I just want my skin to look good and age. I don't want to be 20. I want to be my age, but live vibrantly. And hopefully you guys can relate to that. And look at this gorgeous skin. And you're in your 40s, right?
Yes, I am.
So we want to talk to you about just healthy skin and how, we're going to do these recipes today. I'm a beauty expert. So to me, beauty encompasses eating well, exercising, what's the best products to use on our skin. So this is going to be an amazing cooking show. Get ready. We're going to make 3 things. One thing is going to be a chia pudding parfait.
Yeah.
The second thing is a healthy salad. And the third thing is she's surprised me with this one, but go ahead, tell me.
Well, actually, I'm just going to tell you how to make almond milk. We're not actually going to, I don't think we're going to make that per se, but we're going to tell you how to make it. So.
Yeah, so we got some people joining. Yeah. Hello, ladies from Canada. Hello, Samantha. Hi, Chantel. Shout out to Chantel. We're on live. We're going to do some really great recipes today. And we're going to learn. Hi. You're going to really learn some great stuff. So without further ado, Christine, I'm going to let you take over and tell us what we're doing first.
All right. So first we're going to eat dessert first. What do they say? Life short, eat dessert first. So
yes.
We're working on a chia seed pudding. And I know, Dawn, you and I were talking about how you love chia
and I
seeds.
want to move this down a little bit so you can really see these ingredients.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is showing up backwards, but this is a little package of chia seeds. And what you want to do with chia seeds is prepare this the night before, because chia seeds absorb a lot of liquid. That's how they give our skin that hydration. They're very hydrating because they absorb so much liquid.
Yes.
And our liquid that we're using is homemade almond milk. So I'm going to tell you later how to make that. But first we want to get the pudding going. And we also want to prepare our topping. We're going to make a little bit of a blueberry compote to go with it. But first of all, let's mix up our seeds with the almond milk. So Dawn, if you'll just hand me that medium-sized bowl there.
This one?
Yep, that's great.
So we have a medium-sized bowl. Yeah, what you're going to see with these chia seeds, they call it the superfood of the gods. And I'm serious, guys. It is the superfood of the gods. As I eat chia now every day, or I drink it, my skin is like transforming. It brings like collagen, and it's so inexpensive for what it does to your insides, and it keeps you regular. I love it. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic, but go ahead. So we're gonna
place this in here. This is 1/2 cup of our chia seeds. Then we're gonna add, we're basically doing a ratio of like 1 part seeds to 4 times liquid. So we're gonna go ahead and add, this is 2 cups of almond milk, which I prepared at home. We'll just pour that in there.
I can't believe you made that yourself.
I made that, and I'm going to tell you, it's so easy to do. Once I tell you, you'll be surprised how easy it is. Now we're going to add some maple syrup as our sweetener. If you like, you can also use chopped up dates as a sweetener if you prefer, but I really like the maple flavor in there. So I'm going to sort of guesstimate, but it's roughly 3 tablespoons of our maple syrup. So here we go. We're going to add that in there. You could do agave nectar if you like, or some kind of natural sugar.
Now, do you? I guess you've been doing this so much. You do like a guesstimate, or should people really get out their little measuring spoons and all? You're a cook, so,
right? Exactly.
So she's just like, yeah, do this, do that, and I'm like, oh my god, do I need my measuring spoon?
Yeah.
Because I am not. I'll just like whatever.
Right.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do recommend measuring. So so I just sort of guesstimated for the purposes of our video.
Yeah, sure.
Being exact with measuring spoons is always good.
Yes, and I do have measuring spoons if we need them. So just let me know. I do have them somewhere in here.
Yes,
but go ahead.
And then this is an interesting ingredient. Smell this.
Ooh.
That one smells divine.
Oh my God, what is that?
It's just 100% vanilla powder. The scrapings out of a vanilla bean pod.
Okay. Oh, it smells
so
delicious.
good, right?
Yeah.
So you can either just buy a vanilla bean pod and slit it open and scrape the contents out of it, or you can buy it prepared like this.
And where can we buy that? And I'll give links. Everything that we're doing today, there will be description and links. Oh, hi there from Hillsburg, New Jersey. Oh, shout out to New Jersey.
Yeah,
Hi, guys. A lot of people are joining us right now. Please ask any questions as we go along because this is very interactive. We love questions and interacting with you.
Yes, love questions.
So a pinch?
I'm going to add a few little pinches here.
Okay.
But again, it would be basically, and we'll supply the recipe, I guess. We can always put the recipe.
Oh, yeah. The recipe will be on.
Yeah.
Also where you can buy the stuff.
Yeah.
And you buy it from Live Green, right?
I get so many of my ingredients these days from Live Green, which is an online resource, which is great.
And we'll tell you all about that. You get like, oh my God, we like half off so much of this stuff. 20% off, 30% off, half off.
Cheaper. Yeah.
So much cheaper than going to even Whole Foods.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here's our vanilla powder. I just added a few pinches of that, or the insides of a pod, or if you wanted to, you could add just pure vanilla extract. That's an easier option too. You could add like a teaspoon of that. And now we're just going to grab our little handy whisk over there.
Okay, where's our handy whisk?
Our handy whisk is it's over here. I'm wrong, and here it is. And you want to
very
go ahead
impromptu.
And whisk it together?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm not an expert chef like she is, but I'm learning. Don't you want to learn about healthy cooking and healthy eating? So whisk, 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 whisk. Okay.
Whisk, whisk, whisk. That's
how long do you whisk?
So just like a minute or so. It's just to sort of, get the liquid.
Just so you can see this. So it's the chia. Let's because there's a lot of people joining in. Yeah. It's the chia. Yes. It's maple syrup, and then the vanilla extract.
Vanilla.
That's like we're making vanilla pudding parfait. Okay.
Yeah. So then basically you would do this the night before, and then you cover this and you let it sit in your refrigerator overnight. And the next morning you've got this delicious pudding that's already prepared. So we already have a swap out, just like on the cooking shows. We have our little magically ready.
So are we gonna put that to the side and then show them the finished product?
Exactly. We're gonna do that. Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm also going to prepare our blueberry compote that I talked about. So,
ooh, I'm excited about that.
Right back here, yeah. So we've got our blueberries, and we've got them all ready to go. I'm just going to add a little bit of sweetener.
Let me tell you something about blueberries. They're excellent for women. They're excellent for health. Blueberries bring a lot of antioxidants to our bodies and to our skin, and they happen to be very good for women, just for everything, reproductive, for hormone balance. They're supposed to be amazing. I mean, I love blueberries. If anybody out there likes blueberries, give us a thumbs up because I just feel like they should be in everything.
Yeah, you're right. They're so rich in antioxidants, which helps to protect our organs and our skin cells from aging. So the more antioxidants, the better.
Yeah, the more antioxidants you get, the less you'll age. That's my motto.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, all right, so we're going to add a little bit of sweetener here, just a couple tablespoons. We can measure it if you want, or I can do my little guesstimate.
You could do your guesstimate.
My magic tablespoon.
She does this all the time. So a tablespoon.
Yeah. So it's basically 1 tablespoon.
And that's the pure cane, natural brown
Demerara.
sugar.
It's unrefined cane sugar. If you prefer, you can use coconut sugar. You could use maple syrup here. So you can use a tablespoon of another sweetener. Some people like to use dates as well. That's another sweetener option. So, and we're just going to warm this on low heat, and it's just going to cook. We're going to cover it and cook it for about 10 or 15 minutes to get that nice blueberry pie type of,
awesome. All right. So we'll start that while we're doing the other, salads and other things that we're going to be making today. Look at this, guys. She's already chopped this up. This is one of the healthiest salads I've ever seen in my life. Do you know what this does for your skin? the apple, the radish alone is so good for your skin, right? Antioxidants. So you've got that going. Let's talk about the salad next.
Yes.
The summer salad.
Exactly. We're gonna come back to the pudding, but we'll
jump back to the pudding. It's on the stove cooking. Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, we're going to work on our salad. And for our salad, we are incorporating dark leafy green vegetables, one of my all-time favorite food categories, and so great for your skin and just general health. Mm-hmm. So this is a baby form of kale, and people find it a little bit more tender. You know, some people for kale salads find the raw adult kale a little too fibrous and bitter, whereas this one's a little sweeter, more tender.
I prefer the baby kale personally, because the bigger kale, I just find it takes forever to chew too. It's very chewy and fibrous, like you said, and almost too difficult to. So go for the baby kale if you want to.
For the raw version.
For the raw version.
When you cook kale, of course, the other one is fine.
Yeah.
It gets nice and tender. Mm-hmm. We're mixing it also with baby spinach and spring mix. So that's another way if we just kind of break it up. If we 50-50 of the baby kale and then something like this. Mm-hmm. You can also do arugula, other dark greens. But getting those dark greens in a salad just gives you another chance to get high fiber foods that are also nutrient dense.
Yep.
Let me just make sure our blueberries are okay.
Make sure the blueberries don't blow up. So the leaf here, I was told that the greener the leaf, or the greener the salad, the more benefits you get to your skin. Is that true?
Exactly. You're getting a concentrated source of calcium and magnesium, which are great for our bones as women and for our teeth. So it's great for preventing osteoporosis. Right. The more you can get in those, collard greens, kale, even dandelion, those kinds of things. Yeah.
The spinach is amazing. Here's a question from Pink Pop TV. How can you take the bitterness out of kale?
Yeah. So my favorite way is actually more of a cooked version. I love the salads, but day to day, I eat my greens more cooked with a little pinch of salt, and I might saute it in some olive oil. You can add a little bit of chopped garlic. You can add a little sprinkle of some soy sauce or something that will also.
Talk. I'm gonna check.
I know it keeps buzzing back there.
So okay. You talk and I'll check.
Our blueberries are popping. So once you cook them, that's going to really help to take the bitterness out. And our little secret today for the salad, you're going to see some little magic ingredients help to offset that bitterness by adding some sweet elements like apples. We're also going to be incorporating a little touch of sweetener in our salad dressing. That can help. So nice. Those are some little traits.
Yeah, and Pink Pop, I want to just tell you, Chantel, what I want to tell you is with the baby kale, it's not as bitter or, strong. The baby kale, I mean, it's delicious in a salad, because they're tiny. Let's just show that one more time. Yeah. The baby kale. You'll see how tiny. Yeah, she's going to check on the blueberries. You're just going to see when I open this how tiny these are. And when you buy the baby kale, it's not the bigger kale that's very, raw. It's a bit bitter when it's raw, but when it's tiny like this, it's actually delicious. Yeah. I literally put this in a bowl and I'll just pick on it while I'm watching TV because I want those vitamins in my skin. Mm-hmm.
Right. And there are other little sneaky recipes. Like you can even blend a little bit of this in a food processor with hummus. So that then you have hummus that just has an extra ingredient that makes it tasty, flavorful. It's kind of like adding, scallions or parsley to hummus.
Really? So you take your food processor, you put in the baby kale, and then you add in hummus, and then you blend it.
Yeah.
So that's a great recipe in and of itself. Okay, there's some questions coming in. Thank you. Ladies, you're looking good. That salad is delicious. I make it every day. You do? Oh my God, that's fantastic. You must have great skin or on your way to having great skin, because if you want great skin, it starts with eating well. Yes, we can buy expensive lotions and potions, but why spend $300 on a bottle of cream when you can eat well and have beautiful skin and not have to wear as much makeup because your skin clears up. The better you eat, the clearer your skin, right?
Exactly. And we see this in women from, Japan and China and countries where they have a high consumption of a lot of these plant-based ingredients like dark leafy greens, like bok choy and napa cabbage are very popular.
And they have gorgeous skin.
Gorgeous skin, right?
Okay, so let's get right to the salad because I want to make the salad and then share it with you. All the recipes will be in the description below. She is the guru in healthy cooking, healthy eating, healthy kitchen. There's a lot of new people coming on, so I just want to make sure that you let them know your website, your Instagram account, and then, your classes and things that you do as well.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So I have a couple websites. I have two. I have one that's ChristineWaltermeyer.com. I'm sure we'll have the spelling.
We'll have it all listed below.
Exactly. And then I also have an online cooking school with online classes, and that's naturalkitchenschool.com. My Instagram is Christine Waltermeyer. And what else was in the mix there? I don't know. I
don't know. She's also has a YouTube channel, and tell them about your YouTube channel, which is so important because you can like us and like her, and so your YouTube channel is called
Christine's Natural Kitchen. I've got some recipes on there to make a white bean soup and bean brownies and different fun recipes like that.
Here's the deal, guys. When it comes to healthy eating, everybody thinks that when you do these really healthy recipes, it's going to be boring or it's not going to taste good, because we're so used to the food industry has gotten us very addicted to high fructose corn syrups and, all these chemical ingredients in foods that are not good for our bodies, our skin. And what happens is we get addicted to that stuff. And so we think the natural stuff doesn't taste as well, but it's actually the opposite. Once you get used to eating plant-based and whole food, and the way she makes this in your recipes, they're delicious. Trust me. I'm a big fan.
Okay. Thanks, Dawn. All right. So we're going to start off with radishes. Radishes are great, by the way, for helping to digest fats. That's why oftentimes you'll see, like, if they serve tempura fried food in a restaurant, they'll serve it maybe with a little bit of grated radish with the soy sauce. It helps the liver to digest the fats. These are great for also breaking down, fatty deposits in the body and for clear skin. Anyone who has acne issues, this is great. And they just add a nice refreshing quality. So I'm just slicing up some thinly sliced red radishes. Of course, you can use daikon radish too. That works great.
I had breakouts when my hormones started shifting. I started having breakouts. So that's why radishes, I love radishes. I eat a lot. It really helps with acne or breakouts, right?
Yes, exactly. Dawn, if you'll hand me a little bit of one of those cabbages, either the small
Okay, I just want to show you this, guys. Look at the colors of this. Look at the cabbage. How gorgeous is this cabbage? What's the name of this cabbage again?
This is red cabbage.
Red cabbage. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. What would you like? The red cabbage? Okay.
Yeah. So I just, you want to take your cabbage and slice it down lengthwise. So then you've got this half a head. It's a little easier to cut. I'm going to put the flat side down. It's more stable to cut that way so that you don't end up cutting yourself. Dawn, do you want to do any cutting, or should I just chop away? Or?
You chop away. Okay. I'm going to look at the questions here because you're the expert chopper.
Yes.
It says, good whole food is never boring. I totally agree, Bonnie. It is never boring because once you learn to make these recipes and once you get used to this taste of just wholesome food and once you start feeling great, because you'll start feeling amazing. Oh, hi, Tracy. Mwah, mwah, mwah. It's my good friend Tracy's on. Tracy's in the house. Good whole foods is never boring because once you start eating well, in fact, my friend Tracy's a vegan and she said she never felt better.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
Her hormones were starting to go a little haywire. Okay. She switched to plant-based and then she switched to vegan and she said she just feels like $1 million. Wow. Her skin cleared up. She lost weight. Yeah. Whatever works for you guys. We just like to show you different alternative things that you can do, but you're going to have to listen to what your body tells you and how you feel best.
Yes, exactly. Now what I've got here is a green apple. I already sliced this in some thin slices. And by the way, a little handy kitchen tip. Dawn, if you want to hand me that little melon ball tool.
Oh, okay. Here's a melon ball tool. Who knew?
Half of an apple there.
Half an apple.
This just kind of makes it easy. It's just a little trick of the trade where, you cut an apple in half, and to get those seeds out, you just take a small melon ball tool and just kind of dig right in there, and it just scoops them right out. Plus, it just looks kind of pretty. It just makes a nice cut.
I love it.
Give that a try.
Yeah, I'll have to get one of these.
Careful, sharp.
Okay, so all you do is you kind of scoop up the seeds.
dig right in there and sort of turn it in a circular fashion, and you just dig that right out.
Oh, how did I do, guys? Yeah, pretty. Very pretty.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's put these aside.
I got to get one of these.
So handy. Right?
Where do you get this? Amazon? I guess I got
that on Amazon. Probably,
I can list this below. Melon scooper, but it scoops out seeds.
Exactly. All right, so now that I have my thin slices here that I pre-sliced this, I'm just going to put the flat side down, and then I'm just going to slice through using a good sharp knife. You know, that's another essential kitchen tool I just want to say. You might want to share that with them as well, a type of knife to use. This one, I don't know if they have this on Amazon, but a good sharp stainless steel knife is invaluable. Once you have this as an investment in your kitchen, like you really just don't ever need another knife, really. So I'm just cutting these into small dices. And you just want to be careful with your holding hand. You know, keep your fingers tucked under. You don't
got to tuck your fingers. I learned that. Tuck your fingers when you chop.
Yes. So now we've got these beautiful little small. Whoops! Just got that on your laptop.
That's okay.
Little small dices of green apple.
I love green apple.
Yeah.
My daughter loves it too. It's our favorite apple is green apple. Yeah, so you're going to put this. This salad is coming out delicious. This is a delicious summer salad.
Really refreshing. So now we've got.
Tracy says, I am vegan. Every time I cook for friends, they are surprised how delicious the food is. Yeah, healthy food does not have to be boring. Right? Does not have to be boring. Yeah. Okay, so where we're putting this? In the salad bowl?
Just want to show you guys. So we've got some shredded red cabbage, some shredded green cabbage. We've got some thinly sliced celery, which is rich in silica. It's great for the hair and skin. Some sliced red radishes, and some matchstick carrots. So
great for skin clearing, acne, hormonal skin changes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's bring over our big bowl there.
Our big bowl.
Salad greens. And we're just going to jump
Look at this, guys. Okay, so let's just go for it.
Yep, there we go. We're just going to add in all of our beautiful veggies.
So, this looks beautiful. And you know what? Color. When you make a salad, especially if you're doing it like at a dinner party or for friends, when you have this sort of beautiful color, people gravitate towards that as well, right? Because it's like, wow, look at the color in that. The reds, the greens, the beautiful carrot, orange.
Always popular, especially at summer gatherings, to take a dish like this. And then
barbecues.
You know you're going to eat well when you take a dish. And then you can add some nice crunchy nuts. I was going to let you choose. I don't know if you prefer pecans or walnuts.
You know what? I like both. Can I add both? Is that possible?
Let's go ahead and just add both.
Okay, I'll take the pecans.
Yeah, there we go.
So pecans, again, omega.
Exactly.
The nuts are very important for skin.
Yep.
The omega-3s, right?
Omega-3s and 6s. Walnuts are particularly high in the omega-3s. But both have vitamin E, which is great for the skin. So they're going to give you those beneficial fats.
So we have the nuts in there.
And some dried cranberries. You can add dried cherries. I like to get the apple juice sweetened ones just to avoid the refined sugar. It just adds a really nice sweetness. And your friend who was asking about offsetting that bitterness of the kale, dried fruits will really do that. So we're going to add those and color too.
So when you say offset, it just because of the combination, again, I'm not as good as you are in the kitchen, but the combination of the greens and then a little bit of the sweet creates not as much of a bitter taste. It kind of offsets it, like you were saying. Okay, that's good to know.
Yep.
For the people out there that are looking. So this is our beautiful salad. Now we're gonna.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're gonna put that aside. We're kind of making things in stages. We're gonna put that aside and make our dressing.
Okay, we're gonna make our dressing now. So let's hold off on that.
And I'm going to take a peek at our blueberries. So
yes,
dash back here for a moment.
We have been for the new people joining. We made we're making a chia pudding parfait. So the chia. Some people say chia. Some people say chia. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. I love you too. 5 thumbs up. Oh, it's very exciting. The chia, what it does is it brings a lot of, like you were saying, hydration to the skin. The chia brings a lot of hydration.
I like to call that slow release hydration. Foods that are very high in water that they absorb either in cooking or in soaking, like whole grains, beans. It hydrates your skin in a gradual basis, so it's really helpful.
Her skin is so stunning. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. But so. Look at this. Wow.
Blueberry facial here.
Oh my God.
This is our nice steaming
blueberries. Let's show that a little bit.
So we just basically cook them for about 10 or 15 minutes with a little bit of the sugar, and it just, it will thicken up as it cools. If you want it even thicker, you can add a little bit of organic cornstarch or something like that to thicken it. But this will thicken it nicely. So
that looks delicious.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be part of our parfait.
That will be
right?
part of parfait. And
okay, the pudding parfait.
the pudding.
Okay.
Back to the pudding. Let me get out of the refrigerator our finished product.
Do you think it's done already?
Well,
that was only a few minutes.
The one that I made last night that I brought, so it's Dawn's
fridge.
fridge.
Because normally, if you're going to do that, it's an overnight thing. Correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So just so you know, when you do a pudding, which is an almond, and you're doing it with the chia, you have to wait like overnight or at least 4 hours, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's more like 6 to 8 hours. So you can see
Okay.
that this one has thickened up nicely. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe we can
Wow.
grab a spoon out of your drawer there and just
Sure.
kind of show you the consistency. It gets almost like a tapioca pudding.
Yeah.
And, I just did this one simply with a little bit of the vanilla and maple syrup, as you know. But if you wanted to make like a chai spice variety or, add raisins to this, whatever you like, but you can see how thick it got. It's almost like a yogurt type of consistency.
So you put that in you put in the refrigerator last night, and then this morning, look at this consistency. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. Somebody wrote, when I was going through menopause, I stopped eating wheat and sugar. And I started to feel so much better, and a lot of veggies, nuts, and whole grains. That looks really yummy. That salad looks really yummy. Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm sorry, my eyesight's not awesome, but like hers. But what I was going to say, Bonnie, is it's so true. When you're going through menopause, especially, or any hormonal, imbalances, perimenopause is 10 years before you actually go into menopause. You really want to make sure you're eating well. Thank you, Bonnie, for that comment, because I think women don't realize that if you're eating poorly, and a lot of like processed foods have hormone disruptors that can make you feel even worse, can bring on hot flashes. So while you're if you're in your 40s and 50s, really make sure you're eating well, just for that reason alone, and for your skin. You want your both to be able to have your skin look gorgeous and radiant, and your mind and your soul and your spirit to be in balance.
Absolutely.
So eating is the key. Eating well is the key.
The whole grains have those B vitamins that help us to manage stress. They have a calming effect. By the way, I wanted to mention, as promised, how I made the almond milk. These are basically soaked almonds. You want to try one?
Yes. Okay, let me get a little spoon.
They're so delicious. You basically just take almonds, soak them in water for, again, 6 to 8 hours.
Wow.
The next day, I like to pop the skins off. And they make a delicious snack just in themselves like that. They're very digestible and moist like that.
Mm-hmm. I love almonds.
Aren't they yummy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, another great source of vitamin E and fiber. And then you pretty much just take that and put it in the blender. 1 cup of almonds with, say, 3 to 4 cups of water. Blend it up. And then what you want to do is you want to put it through something like this, which is a nut milk bag.
Okay. And this will all be listed in description.
Exactly.
If you really want to know how to make your own almond milk is expensive.
It is expensive.
I bought some the other day over at Gourmet Garage, and it was like, where this is probably reasonable when you're making it on your own and you know what's going in it and what have you.
Exactly. Yep. So this is the nut milk bag that I use, and you just pour it through there, squeeze the heck out of it, and you have your own homemade almond milk. So just wanted to mention how to do that. Now let's go ahead and make our cantaloupe ribbons. So I'm going to use my knife, and I'm going to peel off the outer skin of this cantaloupe, which I sliced in half and removed the seeds from the inside.
Okay.
And then we're going to use a vegetable peeler and just make these pretty little ribbons that will be a nice garnish, along with some coconut strips here. I've got these coconut chips, and they're just made from sliced coconuts with what else? A little bit of cane sugar and salt, and they just have a really nice flavor. They're crunchy. I don't know if you want to try one.
Coconut's really great for you as well.
Yes, it's another good fat. It's kind of in vogue these days, and it just adds a nice, pretty little topping. And
this is a great snack.
Right?
I could eat this whole bag.
It's like the bottomless bag.
Oh my god.
Now, I'm using cantaloupe, but of course you can use other types of fruits. If you prefer to add, kiwis and strawberries to this kind of pudding, you can add peaches and cinnamon and just really be playful. I always like to consider recipes a launch pad for your creativity. You start there, but then, maybe you base it on what your family likes and just change it up. So you can see I'm just removing all of this part that's kind of green on the outside of the skin. And then we'll take a vegetable peeler and just peel off some nice, pretty pieces. And we're also going to be using some fresh mint. That happens to be chocolate mint, which I thought would add a nice touch.
delicious.
Okay, so we're just going to take our peeler and just shimmy off some little pieces like that. You can see they're like paper thin, but they look nice when you kind of like curl them up and arrange them. So we'll just make some pieces like that.
And we're kind of running out of time soon.
I know.
So we'll,
all right, so we're going to assemble one of these. We're going to get our salad going with our salad dressing, and voila, we're going to have our little healthy, delicious, skin healthy.
God, I wish everyone that's watching, I wish you can join us for lunch. I'm getting hungry watching all this stuff.
All righty, so let's get a parfait assembled. So we've got these beautiful glasses.
Okay.
And we're just going to spoon a little bit of the pudding on the bottom.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Now we're just using, I have these little pretty cutlery, it's pretty good, pretty glass that you can use anything. I mean, you can use little glass bowls. These are something I found in my wine cabinet. So we're going to use these because they're pretty.
And a little bit of our blueberry topping. I'm so sorry, I just got hot blueberries on your finger.
Didn't even know.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
It was not hot at all. I'm going to get 2 spoons for us.
2 spoons.
So we can try this.
That's right. I'm going to add a little granola layer too. You can always top it off with a little granola.
Look at this. How gorgeous is this so far?
And then, you can get kind of playful with arranging these.
So easy to do this stuff. We think this stuff is so difficult, right? And then it's going to take us, and it's brain surgery, and we're going to have to go to like cooking school. And she made this in minutes.
Very that's the thing I love about this, that you really, it's just
little
comes
coconut,
quickly. A little coconut, and then a little mint.
All right.
Okay, and here's our fresh
mint. Sprig of mint. Wow.
And there we go. Voila.
There we go. How gorgeous is that? Okay, so this is a chia seed parfait.
Yes.
So the recipe, everything will be listed below, but I'm glad you got to see that.
And we have 1 minute remaining to get our salad together, so we'll finish that
Let's get our salad up.
Okay.
We've already talked about our almond milk, which will give you the recipes below as well.
And I'm going to whip up our salad dressing. Split in that bowl.
Okay.
So what we're combining here is some olive oil, using all organic ingredients. I'm a huge fan of organic.
Oh, me too.
So again, we're getting good, healthy, beneficial fats here in the olive oil. We're going to cut the richness of the olive oil with a little apple cider vinegar. This, as I'm sure,
I have apple cider vinegar. I'm obsessed with apple cider vinegar for so many reasons.
It's good for everything.
For skincare, I use it as a spritzer with, for my toner. I do so much with it.
Yes, a little bit of mustard. And again, you're going to get this, all the proportions in the recipe.
She's just such an excellent chef. She doesn't have to measure. She's just, one of those people where you just do that and, it comes out perfect.
And
right?
a little sauce, or if you're doing soy-free, there's coconut aminos. Either one is going to give you a similar flavor. So a little dash of that.
Okay.
Dawn, in the meantime, I'm going to ask you for that other whisk that's in your drawer. Just whisk that together.
Okay.
And a touch of maple syrup. I always find a little bit of a sweetener helps to cut the acidity of the vinegar.
My whisk?
Look at that. That is a serious whisk.
That's a serious whisk.
So we're just going to blend that together. And, of course,
do you want me to start
Yes,
mixing it up? Okay.
As with any salad, you don't want to dress it too soon. You want to, you can keep it together like this for, even a couple of days, and then you just add your dressing at the last moment.
Okay,
Here we
let's
go.
do that.
And we're going to toss it.
Do you see how gorgeous this salad is? And then, like I said, summer's coming. We have the, barbecues coming up, right? It's 4th of July coming up. We have all kinds of stuff. This looks so beautiful. Oh my God. Can you hold it while I, just to show the camera?
Absolutely.
So they could see what this looks like. How gorgeous is that, guys?
Crunchy, sweet, chewy. You've got different textures, different flavors.
Oh my God. I love these kinds of salads. It's so refreshing because it's hot. Like right now it's hot out. It's about 80 here. I'm already sweating because it's hot outside. But anyway, beautiful salad. The recipe will be below. This is a healthy skin salad. This is beauty food, right? We're calling this whole segment beauty food. Christine's going to be doing more with me. We're very excited about it because we do want to know about beauty food and what brings beauty to our skin. We did a gorgeous chia parfait. So we're gonna have all of that in the description below. She made almond milk. Yes. And so we both shop from Live Green. Live Green has organic food, great prices, and if you subscribe to Live Green, if you become a subscription or a member, you get free shipping, right, for the entire year.
Free shipping for the year.
So we shop there, if you guys are wondering where we shop, because it has all these ingredients and more, and so there's a lot of benefits to that, and we'll add that, you know, in the description. But thank you guys for watching. I got to go pick up my daughter from school, so I actually got to run. But if you have any questions, please reach out to us. I'm on Instagram, Dawn L. Gallagher. Give them your Instagram account again.
Christine Waltermeyer.
We are social butterflies. We love to collaborate and network and just share beauty and beauty secrets and healthy foods. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked this segment. I hope you liked the salad and things that we made. And we will speak to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.